Teenager faces a murder charge after a deadly carjacking of an Uber driver on New Year's Eve. I'm Blair Miller.
And I'm Carly Barnett. Residents found the victim early this morning in the street of a Lawrenceville neighborhood. Atlanta News First anchor Joe Gorcho reports from the Lawrenceville Police Department revealing how doorbell cameras helped police find the alleged killer.
Residents tell us that police came knocking on their door before 6 this morning asking to see any Ring camera footage. What Lawrenceville police say they saw was enough to track down the teenager they say is responsible. Crime scene tape covers driveways on the 600 block of Groveland Parkway in Lawrenceville.
I was shivering, and it was terrifying seeing a lifeless body just laying there.
Hugh Lee remembers being sound asleep when his father rushed into the house a little after 5 in the morning on New Year's Day.
Banged on everybody's door and told us to go ahead and call the cops.
Lee says his dad was loading things into his truck when he saw someone motionless face down in the middle of the street. Once on the scene, Lawrenceville police say the 58-year-old victim was shot at least once. Then police gathered video evidence from neighboring Ring cameras showing a black SUV stopping in the street and then dropping the victim in the road and then leaving. Police later determined the victim was an Uber driver who was violently carjacked.
I mean, even my wife here, she hasn't been able to walk outside and not see the stain there. You know, it's so jarring.
Police say the doorbell video helped to identify the victim's vehicle. They tracked it about 20 minutes away to a residence in Lilburn on Hardwood Circle. It's where police say they then took the 15-year-old suspect into custody around 1 in the afternoon. And that teenager will be charged as an adult with murder. Uber did share with us this statement, quote, "We're saddened by this devastating loss, and our condolences go out to the driver's family during this incredibly difficult time."
At 15 years old, you're carjacking and murdering an Uber driver. At 15. I said it before, where are the parents? If someone's committing these heinous crimes that early on, the parents have to be to blame. Or do you think that it's just a ingrained thing? Is it just someone can be born that would do something this horrible? Let's keep going.
And as for Lee and others in that neighborhood, their peace and sense of safety are lost for the moment.
So to see that, and to see that this could have been somebody's grandfather or somebody's father, it's heartbreaking. Uber
did tell us that they have banned that rider's account, and at this time, police have yet to share the identity of both the victim and the suspect in this.
So I'm assuming he called an Uber the whole plan was to carjack the Uber that he called. Let's keep going. Let's go over to this next video.
Lawrenceville police have just identified the 15-year-old suspect who they say shot and killed an Uber driver on New Year's Day. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Alex Whitler. Fox 5's Ray Urena joins us live on Groveland Parkway, where the shooting just happened.
Alex, a day later, and I just want to show you and the viewers at home that there is still crime scene tape wrapped around this cable box in this neighborhood that's off of Old Snellville Highway. Police are telling me that they're calling this a senseless act. And one neighbor told me earlier this morning that he woke up on New Year's Day to find a man's body just lying outside of his doorway. In a news conference that happened within the past hour, Lawrenceville police have identified 15-year-old Christian Simmons as their suspect in this case. Captain Dina Pauly says Simmons is facing a murder charge and is being charged as an adult. She also identified the victim as 58-year-old Cesar Tejada of Grayson. Police say Tejada was working as a driver for Uber at about in the early morning of New Year's Day when he picked up a customer from Rangewood Drive in Lilburn to drive them to the 600 block of Groveland Parkway. Investigators say a Ring camera video showed the customer getting out of the backseat of a black SUV and walked to the driver's side door, where Tejada was shot. Police say Tejada was taken out of the car and the alleged shooter drove away. However, they say that car returned to the neighborhood before heading back to Lilburn. Pauly says investigators used data from Uber as well as flock cameras to identify Simmons as their suspect.
Detectives were able to identify a possible suspect that lived in the area. where they placed officers in front of the home. And at that time, the suspect exited the home, began walking down the road, and we were able to take the suspect into custody.
Police say other than working for Uber, Tejada had no other connections to this neighborhood. And Tejada, of course, is the victim in this case. We'll have more this afternoon on Fox 5 News. But for now, reporting live in Lawrenceville, Ray Arena.
The world is becoming a crazy, dangerous place. You can't even be an Uber driver anymore without you being scared when these criminals come out of nowhere and shoot you. Let's go into this next video.
Breaking now at noon, police are identifying the 58-year-old man who was the victim of a deadly carjacking on New Year's Day. I'm Tyria Sandlin.
And I'm Brooks Baptiste. The 15-year-old is being charged with murder in this incident. Atlanta News First, Mary Kate Hamilton is live at the Lawrenceville Police Department, where she just got new details from police. Mary Kate.
That's right. Well, Lawrenceville police say the victim, now being identified as Cesar Tejada, actually lives in Grayson, Georgia, and was just out on New Year's Eve trying to make some extra money driving Uber to provide for his 2 kids and his wife. Now, police say that with the help of Flock technology and with Uber's help, they were able to piece together a timeline. At 4:13 on New Year's Day, Tejada went to pick up a customer on Rangewood Drive in Lilburn. That was the 15-year-old suspect, who is now also being identified as Christian Simmons. He ordered the Uber to go to the 600 block of Groveland Parkway in Lawrenceville. Well, that's when police say Simmons got out of the back seat, shot Tejada, and pushed him out of the driver's seat, then drove away in Tejada's car, leaving him dead on the road. Police say there was no evidence of any altercation and no evidence of any motive, other than that the 15-year-old wanted the car.
Tejada has no connection. His connection, he lives in Grayson. He was just out trying to make extra
What was the plan after you take off?
money for his family. It's a senseless act and not the way any family would want to start a new year.
Lawrenceville police say after Simmons left Tejada's body in the neighborhood, he actually circled back to the neighborhood about 10 minutes later, but then ended up driving right back to the location in Lilburn where Tejada had originally picked him up.
Apparently he has friends in the neighborhood, but there was nothing to indicate that he made contact with any of the residents in the neighborhood.
Again, police found 15-year-old Simmons right back there at his home in Lilburn. They say when they encountered him, initially there was some fight back, but he was taken into custody and will be tried as an adult. This investigation is still ongoing. We'll continue to track.
I'm happy. I'm happy that they're charging him as an adult because I've said it before and I'm going to keep saying it. Big boy crimes need big boy times. I'm tired of these slap on the wrist stuff just because they think they're juveniles. Let's get over, I like to do the AI breakdown so we can see a little bit more information about it. So, as they know, they talked about the victim is 58-year-old Cesar of Grayson, Georgia, and was working as an Uber driver to support his family. So the 15-year-old Christian of Georgia is being held and charged as an adult after completing a 10-mile ride from to the destination around 4:13. He allegedly shot him in the back with a .22 caliber semi-automatic pistol, pulled him from the SUV, and drove off. The police say the only motive is because he wanted the SUV. It was a senseless act. He used so the investigators used a combination of technologies, doorbell footage, and Uber issued a statement. Of course they're not going to show us who this downright lowlife is because he's 15 years old. But what was his plan? He shot him and then drove back to the house where he picked it. Just send them to jail. Send these people to jail. I'm tired of looking at them. I'm tired of thinking about them. Because if they don't care about my life or care about anybody else's life, why should I care about theirs? They're going to end up trying to be somebody's boyfriend, and we're not even going to talk about that. But they need to be in jail for the rest of their life. Anybody who does any senseless crime like this. It's a crazy situation. He was just trying to make some money for his family. You think you're doing one last ride for the night, or maybe even a few more after this, but you get shot in the back by a 15-year-old who wants your SUV and doesn't even have a place to take it. They found him going back to his house. The world is a crazy place, y'all. The world is a crazy place. But let me know your thoughts on that situation. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said.